CBSE Class 10 Math additional practice question. This from the chapter, a pair of linear equations in two variables. Concept tested is equations reducible to a pair of linear equations in two variables. Solving any such question basically entails three steps. The first step, we will rewrite both these equations. This is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2 into linear equations in two variables resembling the form a1p plus b1q is equal to c1. So essentially our new variables are going to be p and q. We'll solve these two equations in this format a1p plus b1q equals c1 and find the values of p and q. Step 3, we'll substitute the values of p and q and find the values of x and y, which is what we need to find out. Let's get started. Let's start with the first step. Let's reduce these two equations to equations that look like the standard form of a linear equation in two variables. What I'll do is the first equation, there is nothing to be done there. I'll leave it as it is for a moment. I'll rewrite the second equation by separating the coefficient and the variable terms. This basically helps us look at the entire thing with a lot more clarity. So I'm picking equation 2. I'm basically taking the coefficient out. So equation 2 alone, I'm doing it right now. So here it's going to be half into 1 by 5x plus 2y. So 1 by 2 times 5x plus 2y, I've taken the coefficient as half and rewritten the balance. Second part is minus 1 by 3 into 1 by 5x minus 4y. This is equal to minus 1 by 72. So equation 2 alone, I've rewritten it by taking the coefficients and the constant terms separately. Look at it, we have a 1 by 5x plus 2y term in both these equations. And we have a 1 by 5x minus 4y term in both these equations. So step 1, we're going to rewrite both these equations by assigning values to two new variables. Let's say p is equal to 1 by 5x plus 2y. And let's say q is equal to 1 by 5x minus 4y. Let's plug in wherever we find 1 by 5x plus 2y with a p and 1 by 5x minus 4y with a q. Equation 1 therefore will become p plus q is equal to 1 by 4. Let's call this as equation 3. Let's take equation 2. This format is easier to figure out. 1 by 5x plus 2y is a p. So this equation will become half p minus 1 by 3q is equal to minus 1 by 72. Let's say this is equation number 4. So we have two equations in two variables which resemble the standard format of a pair of linear equations in two variables. Let's solve them using the elimination method. The only thing here is the coefficients are fractions. There's absolutely no problem on account of that. What we'll do is we'll multiply equation 3 with a half so that the coefficients of p in both these equations is the same. So let's do that. Let's multiply this entire equation with a half. So what does the equation 3 become? 3 times half will actually be half p plus half q is equal to half into 1 by 4 which is equal to 1 by 8. So this is what equation 3 into half. Equation 4, let's write it as it is. So the coefficient of p in both these equations are the same now. Minus 1 by 3q is equal to minus 1 by 72. Let's subtract equation 4 from equation 3 into half. Half p and half p will get cancelled. Half q minus of minus 1 by 3q. So this is half q minus of minus will make it as plus 1 by 3q is equal to 1 by 8. Minus of minus will make this minus 1 by 72 as a plus 1 by 72. 6 is the common denominator. So we'll have 3q plus 2q which is equal to 5 by 6q is equal to 72 is the common denominator. 9 times 8 is 72. So it's going to be 9 plus 1 which is 10 by 72. Cross multiply to find the value of q. So q is equal to 10 times 6 divided by 5 times 72. Taking the 5 to the denominator here and 6 to the numerator here. 5 will cancel with 10 to leave us with a 2. 12 by 72 is equal to a 1 by 6. Found the value of q. Plug in the value of q in one of these equations. Let's plug it in equation 3. So p plus q is a 1 by 6 is equal to 1 by 4. Take the 1 by 6 to the right hand side. So value of p will be equal to 1 by 4 minus 1 by 6. 12 is the common denominator. 3 times 4 minus 2 times 6. So it's equal to 1 by 12. So value of q equals 1 by 6. Value of p is equal to 1 by 12. What is p? P is 1 by 5x plus 2y. So p equals 1 by 5x plus 2y, which is what we assigned it. We have found the value to be equal to a 1 by 12. Cross multiply this. So we'll get 5x plus 2y is equal to a 12. Let's call this as equation 5. Let's run through the same exercise with q. Q is equal to, the assignment we are given is 5x minus 4y. This is equal to a 1 by 6. Cross multiply. So we'll get the value of 5x minus 4y is equal to a 6. Let's call this as equation 6. Very lovely equations because the coefficient of x is already the same. So all that we need to do is subtract equation 6 from equation 5. Let's subtract equation 6 from equation 5. 5x will get cancelled with 5x. 2y minus of minus 4y will leave us with a 6y. 12 minus 6 is equal to 6. So the value of y is equal to 1. Substitute the value of y as 1 in either equation 5 or 6. Let's do it in equation 5. So that's going to be 5x plus 2 times 1, which is equal to a 2, is equal to 12. Take the 2 to the right hand side. We'll get the value of 5x to be equal to a 10, which means the value of x is equal to 2. So x equals 2, y equals 1. We have found the values of both x and y. Quickly summarize it in a minute in the printed form. We are rewriting equation 2, taking away the coefficients. So this is what we get as equation 2. We're going to substitute p as 1 by 5x plus 2y and q as 5x minus 4y and rewrite this to equations that resemble the standard form. So equation 1 essentially translates to this because p is this value. Q is equal to 1 by 5x minus 4y. So I've substituted that here. P plus q equals 1 by 4. We'll call it as equation 3. Equation 2 will translate to half p minus 1 by 3q equals minus 1 by 72. Let's call this as equation 4. So we have two equations, two variables, and they resemble the standard form. Let's use the elimination method to solve and find the value of p and q. Basically multiplying equation 3 with the half so that the coefficients of p is the same in both the equations. Subtracting equation 4 from that, so you get the value of q to be equal to 1 by 6. Plug in the value of q as 1 by 6 in equation 3. Get the value of p to be equal to 1 by 12. We know p is equal to 1 by 5x plus y, which is 1 by 12. So we got the value of 5x plus 2y to be equal to 12. Fine. Now q is equal to 1 by 5x minus 4y, which is 1 by 6. So 5x minus 4y equals 6. Subtract equation 6 from 5. We'll get the value of y to be equal to 1. Substitute it in equation 5 or 6. Get the value of x to be equal to 2. Before you leave, do two things. Sign up at online.maxtute.com and get started with your CBSE Class 10 Maths coaching. It takes all of 5 minutes and 3 steps to get started. Second thing I would like you to do is basically subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/maxtute, and spread the word among your friends and classmates.